two different things. One, you guys know that I've been doing this for quite a while, and I would never try to tell you anything that is not true. I do my best to vet the information that I get and also to use discernment on what I should bring and how I should tell you about it. Now, you guys know that I don't create any intel. My main handler that funnels the intel to me does not create intel. The intel is coming from multiple sources. I know some of you wonder, well, why don't you ever tell us who you're getting this from or whatever? Well, I can tell you some of these people are, let's put it this way, they're not public figures. They're behind the scenes people. Some of them are computer people that manage and have put up the Starlink satellite system. Some of them are military. They go pretty high up. Some of them are what we call redemption center operatives. Generally, they're all the leader of the redemption center where they work, or in some cases, some of our people are over 6 redemption centers, or 7 redemption centers, or 3 redemption centers. Those 3 particular cases. And some are bank bond people that help redeem the bonds that are out there. Some are executives, high-up executives with Wells Fargo. And we don't always get the information that we're looking for. Some, and more recently, more people are under new NDAs. More people have been told not to say anything to certain people. And it's been getting a little harder to get the information that we want to get. It's been a little bit tough. But we generally have something to bring out on every Tuesday and Thursday night that is relevant. Now, it may only be relevant for a period of time before the information is added to what we already have. We get enhanced information, timing, things that tend to help us explain where we are or why it didn't go or what we still need in the way of things to happen behind the scenes. So this is a continually changing scenario. And you guys know that by now, I'm sure. But I've been told by one of our sources said, this is like a military operation that can change at any moment. And I think he was right. I think we've seen that. Certainly, we've been very close, at least in the minds of our sources, and they're very good sources. And yet, for some reason or another, we didn't go. It wasn't ready. We just didn't go. So I'm going to tell you right now that there are certain people on 2 calls that are out there that you guys know about that are speaking against the concept of redemption centers as if they don't matter or don't exist. That banks are the only way to do these exchanges. And it's so unbelievably untrue because we know the people that are in charge of the redemption centers. We know the people that send out the emails that they get from Treasury and Wells Fargo to go out to the redemption centers across this country. And there are, I believe it's over 10,000 redemption centers in the United States. Not including what there is in Canada, which is overseen by HSBC. The ones in the U.S. are overseen by Wells Fargo. The ones in Mexico and further south in Central America and so on are overseen by Banco Santander, which is Santander Bank. And HSBC has a lot of the international locations in Europe and other countries. I'm concentrating primarily on, of course, the United States. In Canada, a close trading partner and neighbor to us. I get information out of Canada, and it's very helpful and it's very positive. So just be aware that if we miss it, or we miss a date, or something happens like that, that try not to shoot the messenger. I'm somebody that brings you the best of what I hear. And, listen, there are times when things come out, and I'm not happy with what I'm getting. I'm saying, wait a minute. That is bringing this into play or that into play, or why hasn't that been done, or whatever. I'm not 100%, I'm not a laydown when it comes to getting this information. I want you guys to know it affects me, it affects Sue, it affects all of you. You know, if I get something that seems like it's not right. I heard something the other day and I went, I don't know about that. That does not seem to be accurate. And then you find that the next day or so, that same person will give you some information that will clarify it. Or now you go, okay, I see what happened. I see what that was all about. Now, let me tell you where we are and what we're hearing. Let's talk about Iraq for a minute. Iraq was sent $500 million in fiat dollars. In other words, the money that we currently have in our wallets and have in our purses, if you're a woman. They were sent this $500 million, $500 million, by the faux Biden administration before this past election, the 2024 election. And they were trying to thwart and delay the RV and our start. Well, I heard this yesterday, that those monies, they need to be picked up in Iraq. Iraq still believes, and if you're in Iraq listening to this call in Arabic, let me tell you, for the most part, not everybody, but for the most part, Iraq still has more faith in our fiat dollar, which has nothing but the full faith and track record, essentially, of the U.S. government behind it. Now, that's about to change in a matter of a couple of days. We'll have our USN and USTN, United States Treasury note currency, out. I believe I heard today it'll be 24 to 36 hours for that to occur. Now, in the meantime, Iraq has fiat dollars that they're not supposed to be using. Fiat money outside of the United States is worthless. It has no value. Now, what's going to happen is the people that have this money in Iraq need to exchange it for lower denomination Iraqi dinar. And I believe they're doing that right now and continuing to do that until that's all gone. Or that those fiat dollars that were brought over by the faux Biden administration will have no value. All right, so that's one of those little things that may have been holding this up and may continue to hold it up for a little while, but not very long. I don't think it's big enough to hold this thing up for more than a few days. Now, the other thing that I find very interesting is that the timing for this, we know that we have an asset-backed dollar, our USN, which is United States note, some say United States new, digitally ready to go. It is ready to go. The timing on it looks to be 24 to 36 hours from now, and we'll all be all set. In the redemption centers, for the past year and a half, our U.S. Treasury notes, which is our new currency, our new folding money, is in the redemption centers. And it's shrink wrapped. It's shrink wrapped and ready for us. The banks also have it, probably in the vault, maybe in drawers, but always in the vault. It's not in the teller drawers yet, not at the teller stations. So that's ready to go. And when we get in for our exchanges at the redemption center, we can have they don't want us to take more than $500 in cash in the new USTN notes. They just think too much cash for us could be a security risk, and we could end up, losing it or something. So that's part of it. So we have the belief that what we're hearing from some of our other sources that are bondholders or bond paymasters is that the release of funds, and let's go back and talk about this, the release of funds tonight or overnight tonight is for the fines and penalties, adjudicated settlements, the CMKX, the so-called intermediaries, which are farm claims, ranch claims, and possibly Native American claims. All of those fit into a category that we call intermediaries. They're sort of between Tier 3 and Tier 4, but they are occurring along with funds going out for bondholders that should receive emails, bondholders should receive emails tomorrow telling them that they should have access to their funds on such and such a date. Okay, so here's something else that I found very interesting. One of our stronger international redemption center leaders said that we would get our notifications within 5 days, and that was including tomorrow, well actually it included today, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, which is the 1st of February, Saturday, that we would have this on or by the 1st of February. Now, the latest information so far that I received today is talking about the possibility of getting something over the next 24 to 36 hours. That sort of brings in the possibility of Wednesday, Thursday. Now, they could theoretically, based on the idea of 5 days, could take us all the way out to Saturday, which is February 1st. So I guess I'm trying to narrow it down and say it's possible that we... Okay. Thank you, Sid. All right. So when we look at this, we look at the concept of it could go in a couple of days. I'm saying tomorrow and Thursday are in play, but it could just stretch us out to Friday, Saturday, or Saturday, which means we could get notified Friday and start Saturday. We could get notified Saturday, start Saturday, and kick off the weekend. Or if everything gets completed like we hope, we might be looking at something in the next couple of days before the end of the month. Now, as far as R&R is concerned, I was told not to say it won't happen this month, because it still could. With 3 days left, though, I'm not very confident in that. And I definitely don't feel confident in an increase in Social Security in the month of January, like we had been told. This is, again, where the intel morphs and changes as the situation changes, as time goes by. All right. We'll have to see when that comes out. Now, when we get our new USN currency announced, when we get it out, and we're part of a golden era right now, okay? President Trump has referred to this as the start of a new golden age. He's referring to the gold-backed USN dollar. And he's worn symbolic things in the past, like for example, he might wear a gold tie, or he might have the White House lit up in gold lights. That happened a few days ago. That took place. So there's symbolism, but you have to look for it. And we're getting sort of teased on the idea of no income taxes. Well, you remember, and in fact, it was brought out that they're looking at a so-called fair tax, which is really a consumption tax, which that's all part and parcel of NASARA. And so they've been hinting at these things and teasing, and they're talking about this bill and that bill. Well, NASARA is a bill that was passed a long time ago, but it was never enacted. And I believe President Trump will enact that. And as part of that is having an asset-backed currency again for us. Because look, a lot of the countries around the world are already gold-backed and will be gold-backed and backed by other precious metals and other assets. The USN. And we'll have the strongest dollar, we'll have the strongest currency again in the world. So that's all happening for us. That's coming in. So I'm looking forward to a really good week, rest of the week, and possibly weekend. And I want everybody to stay positive for it. And I'm going to do the best I can to bring you the best version of the intel that I get as we vet. And I haven't gotten anything else new tonight, like I'd hoped, before ending the big call. So Obviously, I'll have something more by Thursday, but hopefully we get this thing to kick off by the big call or before it, in which case Thursday night's call would be a celebration call. So I'm excited about it and looking forward to it.
Wolverine comments, this is from Bruce, which is also in line of what I received. We have the belief of what we are hearing from bondholders, bond paymasters, is that the release of funds tonight or overnight tonight is for the fines and penalties adjudicated CMKX, farm and ranch and Native American claims, intermediaries, I can't say that word, between Tier 3 and Tier 4, but occurring along with funds going out for bondholders. The bondholders should receive email tomorrow telling them when they will have access to funds. Looks like my intel is in line with Bruce, as he is also talking about the rainbow currency to come through, as it might come within 24 to 36 hours.
Guys, how are you? So I have a little update which I received yesterday, and I didn't share because, well, just because. I have my reasons to not share, but you know, what the heck? What the heck? People need a little bit of information, because information on the RV at the moment is very scarce, and I don't like giving RV information because it's not my specialty and I have no way of confirming it, but this morning I had it confirmed, so I'll share it. Okay, so what I was told yesterday is the notifications and the release of the funds has been delayed up to a week or so, because you know how ICE or Border Force or whatever is rounding up the illegals in America? Apparently, we've got undercover special forces, military, police, that kind of people, posing as ICE officials, knocking on criminals' doors, certain people's doors, and arresting them under the guise of being illegals and all of that. Now, these people that's being targeted are people who were planning to, when the notifications come out, to actually follow people going to redemption appointments and follow them home. Keep tracking their phone, track their bank their bank account, track their number plates on their cars, literally track them, so that they can then plan to go and rob them. Also planning on tracking people going to medbed, to and from medbed appointments, to go and find out where the medbeds are. So they've got this whole, and I'm pretty sure, they didn't say, but I'm pretty sure it comes from the bad guys, the dark ones. So this is what they're doing, is they're going around, and apparently the people doing this are based in America, which is the whole idea of getting rid of the illegals. So getting rid of the illegals is, yes, it's legitimate, but they're using that to get rid of these people that would actually harm us after. And that's why it's been delayed for up to about a week or so that they can clean it up, get rid of these people, and make it safe. So it's almost been, say you're in an aeroplane and you're at the gate, you're waiting to get off. The captain's been told that there's criminals on the other side waiting for the door to open to come in and attack everybody. So the captain's been told not to open the door until the police come and arrest these guys and make it safe. Once it is safe, then they'll release it. But at the moment, if they did release it, then it puts us all in danger. Everybody. So that's apparently why they haven't released it yet, is because they're cleaning up the bad ones that can actually harm us. Can I confirm it with boots on the ground? No. But this morning I was talking to someone who heard the same thing yesterday, was told exactly the same thing. So that's why I'm sharing this. Okay, so just to let you know, everything's still happening. still moving forward. We're not waiting till March, June, July, August, or 2020, 2050, or 2070, or any other year number you want. It's literally just to clean up the boots on the ground that can actually harm us. Okay, so just hold tight. It's still coming. Have the faith, have the hope. Just in the meantime, go hiking, go camping, go for a picnic, go for a swim, go for a horse ride, go paint, draw, whatever you want to do, meditate, go gardening naked, whatever. Just have fun and do what you enjoy. It's definitely coming, okay? So don't stress.
That's exactly what I was referring. Now, there are a few articles I am going to skim. You can read them. They will be up at the original MarkZ.com, where you can click the links, check them out, double check me. Interesting pieces. This is very similar to what we saw in Kuwait in the days leading up to theirs. The region demands more dollars. The center and south rise up, refuse to amend. It's a back and forth. The headlines really don't match the article, which is not unusual in press, and especially in the Middle East. Maybe even worse so than here in the U.S. The ambitions of the region, they go through what they have done, what they're doing, how they might need to lower the rate. No, we might need to raise the rate. No, we might need to lower the rate. The same bipolar back and forth we saw in the days leading up. Don't forget, the morning that they revalued, they ran a similar article saying it was going to be a while before they could. Maybe they should look at lowering the value, not raising the value. And then, bam, massive change. We saw similar ones in China for the days leading up to their last revaluation in the 90s. I love being able to look at history and saying, okay, this makes sense. We've seen this before. The region exploits oil to achieve political goals away from economic calculations. Just more confirmations. The people know this. The shenanigans, the corruption between the different governments that had existed that they are cleaning up. Between the warning of economists and government denials, the value of the Iraqi dinar is at stake. Here it is, another one on the back and forth with the value. Do we raise it? Do we lower it? With Trump, it should be more stable. He wants us to be a regional leader. You're going to see this theme over and over and over in their press right now. I am being told that the pressure is that, well, they've already agreed to settle in the next 3 days. We do have, and I hate I didn't put one in here. I should have had one in here. They have sent a crew. Oh, I remember why I didn't put it in there. It didn't translate well for you guys, and I don't want you to have to sit there and figure out the Arabic. We had another one where they have sent we had one yesterday, and we had another one this morning. I'll see if I can get it properly translated for tonight. But the cliff notes are that they have a team in Baghdad from the Kurdish region, along with some of the advisors on the actual and true cost to pull the oil out, which they have great hope will settle the debate this week so that they can present the budget tables and get that third reading knocked out. So a lot of positive stuff coming in Iraq. Hopefully it means we can get a value change soon. Now let me turn the news banner off, get back to my stellar face. I do need to buy more stellar XLM. Good stuff. Another conversation, right? We do have a lot going on with Trump. I do want to remind you that Trump on the campaign trail, and he has been promises made, promises kept. He has been going out of his way. And here he is saying, hey, we're not going to tax overtime. We're not going to tax Social Security. Look for a lot of changes. We're not doing away with Social Security. We're going to support it. We're going to figure it out. We're going to find a way to not tax it on our seniors that have already worked so hard for their entire lives. We do have a major move by the Trump administration pushing the conversation to end an income tax, which I'm all about. We still have to pay bills. We still have to get things done. Water still has to flow. Trash has to get picked up. There are better ways to do it.
Forwarded from JR. I'm not going to be bothered reading this article because basically JR summarized everything in just 3 paragraphs. Actually 4. Al Sudani briefed on Kurdistan region employee salaries crisis update. Shafat News alert. Iraq has to go. People haven't been paid still, let alone people have been told for months, let alone over the past year, that things are about to improve. You don't want to piss off the Middle Eastern people. They will come to his house, hang him if he doesn't deliver, let alone anyone else involved. We are that close. Indeed. Something weird going on today after the US visit in Iraq. Over 10 articles blaming Kurdistan for smuggling oil out of the country and that they need to find a solution pretty quick to stop the smuggling because it will destroy the Iraqi economy. And that's actually true because Trump will make the oil price decline, plus no more dollar flowing into Iraq since last Wednesday, plus smuggling oil out of the country. Alert, they have to find a solution. RV. Majid or next. Alert, alert, alert. He'll speak about it almost 3 hours from now. Digital asset investor. Is today the day? 5:17 a.m., January 29, 2025. Regulatory landscape. The Americas session will begin with Stu Alderotti, Ripple's chief legal officer, discussing the U.S. crypto regulatory outlook under the Trump administration, Congress, and updates on Ripple's SEC lawsuit, hosted by VET. This session will include a live Q&A addressing community questions. And the images posted. Wow. Ripple case has been removed from SEC website. LFGGG. 3:55 a.m., January 29, 2025. Litigation releases. Ripple. No results match the chosen filters. It is very common in the early stages of awakening to have the impulse to want to save others and the world. However, as your consciousness expands, you begin to see the interconnectedness of all things. You recognize that you change the world by changing yourself.